man. Except I just freaking was on a sales call and going good, and then my power cuts out, which we have a backup generator, but it's like the 1 second cut, so the Wi-Fi goes out. And then I had this call directly after. So I'm like, and we had like 2 minutes left. So I'm like, oh man, I don't even know what to do now. I'm gonna have to like email them and be like, whoops. But other than that, man, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, killer, man. Bit tired. I just was like up in the middle of the night, like thinking sales, thinking rev ops, thinking processes. I just got your blueprint. I'm like, how do I squeeze it into our processes? So I wanted to talk about that today, but
Yeah,
no,
man.
it's good.
That's my life. That's tough sometimes, but yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
What
man.
about you, Mario?
This is the first time listening in
Okay,
on your like coaching calls. I just joined the community like maybe a week ago, and I've had sessions with like the other
sweet.
coaches. And just the first chance I get to hop on yours. I
Yeah.
do timeshare in the
Okay.
Caribbean, so that's kind of like what I do. I'm in the closer position, and we do a one call, no tangibles, high ticket, bad rap sale in 90 minutes.
In 90 minutes. What do you mean? Say that again.
Yeah, like when you come to like an all-inclusive in the Caribbean and like you survive the 90-minute presentation, uh that's where we like basically share you like the vacation club, the timeshare offer.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha.
So I'm in the closer position. I'm doing that.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Where do you sell homes?
Well,
Like where are the timeshares?
yeah, it's a
All
vacation
over.
club. It isn't like a property acquisition, but rather like a vacation club. And I do that in
Hmm.
Cancun.
Cancun. Nice. I was just there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
Aaron
Uh,
was just here last January actually at the Hard Rock in Cancun.
Aaron. Who's Aaron? Aaron who?
Another coach, Aaron. What's
Oh,
his name?
gotcha. Nice. Yeah, Cancun's a popping spot, man. Popping
Yeah.
spot for sure. So,
So like,
um,
I don't know if it's okay, like if I can like maybe ask you like what you do, like marketing
yeah, of
agencies, is it
course.
like because I looked up your videos online. It seems like it's a lot of like CRM stuff that I'm not too
Yes.
familiar with. We don't do any CRMs.
Why not?
The
You like selling
industry has
stuff?
been I do, but the industry's been like that since forever. Like there's
Yeah.
no follow up, there's no sales, there's no
Really?
referrals. It's just like you'll have a breakfast meeting with a guy that will get one shot to try and take you for all you're worth, and that's all we do.
Well, we'll have to talk about that and see if we can help you make some more sales by, actually following up with our leads. And in BC, what's up, man? Great to meet you as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Um, cool. Well, guys, if you can give me 2 seconds, I don't know if you caught me. I literally Wi-Fi went out on my sales call, and like I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye before I hopped on here. I need to send one email. It's gonna take me 30 seconds, and then I'll dive in with you guys. Um,
Yeah,
so
man.
sorry about that. Power cut and Wi-Fi went out. Here is the proposal. Um, how awkward. Talk about sales and just being like, just full send, like, oh, not a preferred situation, but um, okay, send. All right. BC, what do you do, man?
I'm in the financial industry, so I
Okay.
do sales for we have a family office model, which
Okay.
has been unique to me, trying to figure out how to best present this stuff. But
Okay. Family, and when you say family office, like like a financial services family office.
yeah, so normally like think of like so for example, think of like your Fidelities and Schwabs, right? They're just
Yep.
focusing on the investment piece, growing your money. We focus on the investments, the taxes, the estate planning, all under one roof, so we can help people kind of navigate the the bigger picture, not just what are are my investments growing or not, but how do they affect my overall, financial plan and wealth management.
Okay. And is it your firm or is it a firm you're working for?
A firm I work for.
Cool. Okay. Max, you're from Europe, huh?
Indeed, I am from Europe. Thank you for
Yeah,
noticing. How
you
did you know?
you look like you're from the UK, bro.
Is that an
I
insult or a
love it.
compliment? You tell me.
What was that?
Is that an insult or a compliment? It's the bags under my eyes, man.
Compliment.
The weather's horrible here.
The weather does suck. Yeah.
It does
But
indeed.
I like the UK. I was there this summer for the first time, actually.
Nice, nice. Where are
Yeah.
you from?
California, Arizona,
You
United
know what?
States.
I just got off the phone with an American, right, a client, and like they're so much more energetic, man. It's like a breath of fresh air. It was lovely. It was amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, Australians too, man. Australians got a lot of energy. But
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Well,
we
welcome to
do.
the call. There he is, Isaac. Yeah, Australians, I feel like are always on doing something crazy.
Indeed, with their
Always on
mullets.
some shit. Yeah.
The
Max, what kind of
mullets.
offer are you on?
What kind of what? Sorry.
What kind of offer are you on? Or what are you
What
doing?
kind of what kind of offer am I? Well, to be honest with you, I came from a sales background, and I currently run a small property consultancy in London, um, and I manage a few of my staff. So it's just I always want to be open-minded. I'm the biggest fish in my own little fish tank. I always want to be
Amazing.
open-minded and sort of go into some mentoring and some sessions and see what's out there and see what people have to tell me.
That's awesome, man. Property consultancy. What does that look like? What does your day-to-day look like?
So what it looks like is I'm on the sales department. I myself am not a consultant. I am essentially bringing all the business for the company. Um, what we do on a day to day, because the UK is very bureaucratic. If you have there's terraces of houses here, right? And I'm not going to bore you. I'll be very concise. If you're going to extend out the back and there's two houses next to you, you have to have planning permission. You have
Yeah.
to have all of these things, right? And the part that we deal with is the agreement between yourself as the person proposing the works and your neighbor.
Huh.
And essentially, I wouldn't say it's high ticket. It's usually about 1.5k GBP, so I don't know, 1800 maybe USD, something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what we do. We help people get their projects moving, and if they've got bad neighbors, we solve it for them, basically. Bit niche, right?
Crazy. You go over there and like break some legs. You like harass the neighbors into like what kind of mafia style? Like how do you
You
get
know
the
what? It's not
neighbors to go
mafia
do
style.
their
It's
thing?
legal style. It's like we hound them with paperwork until they comply. Basically, there's no mafia involvement. No.
That's awesome. Cool stuff. Come. Yeah, and then just asked anyone new to these sessions, as well as like some mindset around that specifically. So, how are we using our CRM? How are we building our CRM? How are we building, AI to enable us to, reduce as much friction as possible as sales reps? And I like to look at it from both on the ground as a setter or sales rep all the way up to the leadership level because a lot of times, operators sit in my seat and they're building systems, but they've never actually used them themselves, or they're trying to enable a team and they've never been in sales, and that's like a crazy concept to me, and I don't love it. And usually those operators are building the coolest, most complex thing because that's what they see as like their bar of like success, right? It's like, oh, it's really cool, complex automation I made. When at the end of the day, all a sales rep wants to do is have more conversations and make more money, right? And usually to achieve that outcome, it's not complex. We don't need a ton of complexity. So I like to bridge the gap between those two things. And we can talk all things AI, vibe code, CRM, pre-call, psychology. Um, I don't know, maybe even some tinfoil hats. I know Matt's already got a session for that. So, you know, might be waiting. I don't know. World's a
Yeah.
crazy place
No,
right
it's
now.
it's it's interesting. It's interesting. So what you do is you essentially because obviously I'm new to all of this, you essentially advise business owners on how to automate certain parts of their business and scale through leveraging AI.
Correct. Specifically on the sales side. Yeah.
Nice,
Yep.
nice. Okay.
So
What do
like
you
the
think about
fulfillment.
outbound sales with AI at the moment? Do you think it's at a level that's effective?
Outbound sales, it's illegal,
Cold calls.
unfortunately.
It's
Um,
illegal.
uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. So outbound, you can't do it all. Um,
Okay.
inbound, you can do, but you still have to, there's very, very strict compliance right now on robocalls. And it's considered a robocall. So you have to get opt-in language on all your opt-in forms that's specific to robocalls. So not your normal typical opt-in language. You need like extra opt-in language. Um,
I see. Yeah, I'm seeing that here. I didn't even know that. God, okay.
yeah, yeah. So if you have the opt-in language on opt-in, you can call that person with AI and triage or qualify them. But you can't do any outbound. Um, technically, outbound in general is illegal. Like even if you're calling and you're just like dialing, like
The
you
gray
know,
zone, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a very gray zone. I'm not saying don't do it. A lot of my clients do. A lot of people do. But by the time, like a lot of times, by the time you pull the data and it's scrub against the do not call registries and all of that, your list goes from 20,000 to like 500 people. You're like, oh shit. So most people outbound dialing probably aren't following the rules, and I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably have dialed a few lists myself when I needed
You're
to,
under
but
arrest.
yeah, I'm in Nicaragua, man, so I don't know. I think we're good.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
It's interesting. It's
yeah,
interesting. I mean, we've tried to. The thing is, I find with the AI consultants, right? We've reached out to a few, and a lot of them are these kind of like, I don't want to say kids because I'm young as well, right? But they're kind of like these kids who don't kind of necessarily know what they're talking about. So
yeah.
what kind of systems do you? I'm just really curious, man. What kind of systems do you build for people? How does it work for you? Because you mentioned not, outbound's illegal, so
Yeah. So it depends. And I mean, yeah, the kids look a lot like you, which is funny, right? There's a lot of
right, right,
young killers, bro, that are crushing it.
yeah,
But unfortunately, there's also a lot of young killers that are selling like, ice to Eskimo. Like it's just like they're just selling, or not ice to Eskimo, the opposite. They're selling fire to freaking, Eskimos. Like, it's like the hot thing that they need, but it doesn't really work that well.
yeah, true.
So it is tough with AI. That's the last year I personally have spent playing with every AI tool that I can and seeing what the actual feasibility is for a sales operation because there's a few different things. One, you have the size of the sales operation that is going to take into account a huge piece of the viability of any type of technology, right? So for a larger organization, what might work for a 1 to 2 person sales team probably not going to work. And the 1 or 2 person sales team can probably get away with a lot more of this new technology than a bigger sales team. So, what kind of systems do we build? I mean, a lot of it's obviously around CRMs and automation there. Now, where can you use AI in this process? Admin work is a big one. Creating proposals is a big one. Follow up is a big one. So software like Charlie AI. You can also, and this is the tough part right now, and I think this is good for everyone here. The tough part right now is like Charlie AI is essentially a great software that'll triage your leads and follow up with your leads via text message. It works very well. Um, but I get the question all the time, oh man, well, could I build that on my own? It's like, yeah, you could, but it's going to take a while and like it's probably not going to be as good as Charlie. So for now, you should use Charlie because yeah, it's a little more expensive, but they've been doing it a long time and there's not a ton of alternative solutions, right? Um, so it's like good to use that. Alternatively, there are other solutions that you could use. For example, Lindy is a good example. But even Lindy is in this process of changing very quickly what they offer. So Lindy was like one of the go-tos for voice agents, and there's a bunch of like AI agencies selling voice agents and inbound
Yep.
voice agents and receptionists through Lindy. All they were doing is using Lindy.
It's arbitrage. Yeah, no, of course.
Yep. The problem with that is Lindy pretty much overnight switched away from that concept of them as a company to essentially a better version of Claude bot. So if you go to their website right now and hit their homepage, it is not AI workflows anymore. It's not AI automation. It is now your AI personal assistant. That is what their company is now. And then
Sure.
that changed. They shifted that overnight. Like Claudebot came out, and the next day they shifted their whole company to that. You
And
know,
I think it's quite common with these AI companies are already
yeah.
shifting. A question I'd have for you in that case, and if I'm talking too much, let me know. I don't know how these sessions work. Like certain person gets certain time, so on and so forth. It's my first session.
Yeah, round robin. Anyone can pipe in. I know Isaac has some
Okay.
questions he wants to go through as well. But yeah, and then you can pop them in the. So, what were you saying, Nomax?
Yeah, essentially, my question would be: is when it comes to automating SMS messages, like you mentioned there.
Oh,
Max,
you
you
broke up, Max.
Max, you muted
Yeah,
yourself before you
I'm cutting in
finished.
and out. I think I'm cutting in
Yeah.
and out. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Fantastic. When it comes to automating outreach, right? Like when you mentioned SMS messages a moment ago, what difference can AI provide you in that sense compared to just having a spreadsheet of numbers and having an automated message that gets sent across? I know maybe personalization of message, but how does that actually look? I'm curious.
Um, I mean, there's a few things. So there's like personalization of the message on the outbound message, right? But you
Yep.
can do something like you can use Clay, you can use a template. That's not really the difficult part. The place where AI SMS is cool is the responses. So if you respond, it can respond back and it can customize those responses and it can
Ah.
have a conversation, if you will, with that individual. And because you have things like a vector database, it can store the context of that conversation and have a relatively large context window to the conversation you're actually having, you know? And they're pretty good. So that would be the big thing. Now, why would you do that? Well, I would say two primary places that I see as the most important for that. One is to reduce overall time suck that you would have. So, how much time are you spending going back and forth via text message, you know, or as a sales rep? Well, you would get all that time back in theory, you know, so very, very could be very helpful. Two is the lack of work that you're doing as a sales rep. So a lot of times I don't want to take away work from the sales rep. Like right now, it's more so like what are they already not doing and can I do that better? So your follow-up, for example, how many leads did you forget about and they kind of just went to silently die in your CRM? You know, in Mario, you don't even have a CRM, dude. How many leads go to die, you know, like in, you know, and that's kind of where we focus a lot of times, like, oh my gosh, like you guys brought in, you know, 40,000 leads last week. You're like, what percentage of these like want to buy and they're just kind of stuck in limbo, you know, or would have bought and we didn't follow up with them. So Max, that's where, you know, AI can really re-engage these people or keep them engaged. And I don't have to remember to be texting these people all the time, you know? And that's, I think, the biggest advantage for salespeople. And it's not even for salespeople, honestly. I would say it's more of an advantage for leadership teams and marketing teams because we can ensure that our leads are being nurtured no matter what Max is doing.
No, of
Right.
course. Yeah, and heading of the operations. No, fine. Okay.
So,
Yeah, interesting.
Brandon, what's up,
If
man?
I can,
Welcome.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. How's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Glad you're on here.
Isaac, what was that, Brandon?
No, I'll go next. Isaac was about to jump in.
Cool. What were you saying, Isaac?
yeah, cool, man. So I love the blueprint, of course. Like it's a bit of validation for what I've been doing. but also what my CEO was starting to implement, and you're just taking it that obviously that next level. I've got a couple of questions around it. So
Yeah.
you mentioned with the setup, the tier, I think the tier that you're talking about, like the plan tier for close, is the highest one, where you've got the groups between like having setters and closers and having all that stuff dialed in.
Yeah, close kind of screws you on that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of screws you.
We,
I think it's like one of the
it's,
only features that's in enterprise. So you have to get it.
yeah. Yeah. And so I'm thinking about, there's actually a kind of question that goes downstream from this, is that we've got something like 38 people in close at the moment. And that's because we use close as our whole source of truth for the entire company.
Yeah.
And so we've got fulfillment playing in close. And so to go up to enterprise would be like another $1,500 a month, I think. So
Yeah.
it sounds like is it pretty critical from a sales perspective to have that set up, or is there a potential workaround? And would you normally see fulfillment playing in close, or would you normally just use close for sales only?
Great question. Let's break it down. So there's a couple of pieces there. One, yeah, it sucks close that does that. HubSpot's worse, so I can't really say much. HubSpot's way worse with their, the way they do pricing. But it is a feature of the enterprise level. I would have two questions there. One, usually a sales organization of that size should be using the enterprise level regardless. So my question would be like, why is there like a lack of custom activities, for example? Because normally I think on your plan you can't exceed 5 custom activities, but in reality, with the organization of your size, I've never had a company use less than 5. So I guess so there's like other features, I guess, that like should be being used, and it sounds like maybe they aren't if you're able to be on that plan. That'll be one. Two, is there a way around it? Kind of, but it's not very clean. Like essentially what you can do is use like Zapier, right? Or Make or Claude or whatever you want to do. And essentially you would just have a list of users, and then you would create your own round robin. Now, the nice thing is Claude right now allows you to create middleware like it's nothing. So you could have an API call that round robins between the users and assigns the rep. Like, but the problem is, again, now you have to do this extra step instead of just selecting it.
Interesting. I set up a round robin in GHL because most of
Yeah.
our lead generation's in there anyway. But the GHL round robin is not a true round robin. It's like a roll of the dice.
Neither
It's
is
3 names
closed.
in a hat. Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Closed, well,
interesting.
closed is a random assignment, which is also kind of annoying. So it's
Yeah.
completely
So,
random, which like,
so it's the
yeah.
same as GHL's. Yeah, it's working, but I've got like a lot of lopsidedness happening that I have to manage over the week, which
So
is
something you could check
okay.
out,
But
potentially for lead assignments specifically, is one we use with one of our companies called. I went in that really confident. I did know what it was 30 seconds ago. Not callingly. Shit. Hold on. Let me pull it up. One
yeah,
second.
yeah. Oh, good. We do have custom activities, but we've only got, probably around 5. I didn't know there was a limit on
That's
the level
why.
that
That's
we're
why you
on.
only have
Yeah.
5. Because there's a
Yeah. I
limit
was
to
looking at
5.
you setting it all up, and I'm like, oh, there's heaps of custom activities from your
We
world, and
like
I'm
custom
I'm loving.
activities. Transparently, we may change that, which is crazy because we've had the same system for 5, 6 years almost. We
Yeah.
may be changing that internally. I'll keep you guys updated because
Yeah.
Closed is releasing new features that they're not public yet. But what I know, I don't even know how much I'm supposed to share, but there's playbooks now, and playbooks can kind of be like associate, like they can replace custom activities in some sense, which is really cool.
Okay.
So we're playing around. We have the beta in our account. We're playing around with it. But custom activities up until as of like literally, I think it was yesterday, we just got playbooks into our account.
Wow.
Were the best way to track just about everything.
Yeah.
Um, So, and then where is this? Hold on, I need this onboarding document. Onboarding national goal. Here it is. So it is called Distributely by New Breed. Let me drop the link.
Distribulate
I'm gonna drop it in
by.
the chat.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. All right.
So we've used this on a couple brands. It's kind of archaic. It's like a pretty. It's not. If I were you, I might even do it. I might even get a little bug in the middle of the night to go do this. But I would vibe code my own lead round
Yeah.
robin system. You could bust
Oh,
one out in 2 hours. It would be better than anything. You'd have it fully custom.
And that's where I'm thinking, because I don't know if I told you I was vibe coding my own commission tracker last week, and I've saved myself like 60 grand. It was wild, man. Like $120 and about 3 days of work, and I've got this
using
commission
anti-gravity?
tracker, and it's beautiful. Now Replit. I was looking at doing anti-gravity, but I didn't like that it was on my local computer. Right, Replit's in the cloud. It was a bit safer.
Yep.
I was like, I'm just going to play with that, and I've already got all the stuff set up, the developer stuff set up with Replit.
Try anti-gravity when you get a chance. The nice part about the local is like, well, it's you're only developing your own local stuff, so it's not like dangerous, right? Like it's your own stuff. But what's nice about it is you can iterate and test on the local server, so you don't have to host like to Netlify every single time. I'll show you real quick. Like we've been building. Dude, I got so many softwares. Like it's insane. So this one I built on Monday night, I think. So this one's like a AI deal rooms and proposal software. That's like absolutely killer. Really, really good. Completely, vibe coded start to finish. We got
Is this
our
anti-gravity?
no, this is Netlify. So this is like where we all our servers. So this one's really, really cool. This one will be released to the public here shortly. So this is a RevPilot sales enablement tool, adopt.revpilot.com. Essentially, it allows you to embed training directly into your CRM. So like if you look at the video here, you can see, oh, I don't want to see myself. That's weird. There we go. So you can actually embed, you see this like the little emoji right here and how these are glowing. Right there. You see that, Isaac?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any training you have, like if I want to teach people what custom activities are, that's directly embedded directly into the CRM, and it works on any domain. So it doesn't matter if it's Google or HubSpot or Close CRM, any keyword, you just create the domain, and then any keyword associated will be highlighted, and then it'll have this little thing next to it, and you associate training videos with it. So if I click on this, it opens up that training video.
Dude,
really cool.
That's wild.
But yeah, it's all 100% vibe coded. This whole landing page is vibe coded.
Yeah, nice. I love it. I love Replit. I would definitely. It was getting into the Netlify and all of those extra pieces that I wasn't really didn't have the bandwidth for last week. I wanted to play around with it, but I think we're gonna move that way. One more thing before I know Brendan's got something he wants to talk about too, but it sounds like I need to move some things around. Oh, actually, just before I come back to the sales team versus fulfillment in close, there was one other one around lifecycle and lead status. Do you track lifecycle? Like, for example, I've got
Separately.
this playbook that I was going to do custom fields for lifecycle states and then keep the lead statuses in the lead status for close. And then have a separate one for GHL so that they're matched up and they're both kind of like in tandem. And then I think between the two, it really kind of covers the customer journey on those like a little bit tighter than just lead status. So I was curious about your thought or how you've set that up before or how that kind of typically works in your world.
Yeah, so life cycle stage is kind of a weird one. Like I feel like it's like something HubSpot kind of made up, right? Which is like it's almost like an additional metric that usually just confuses people. But it can be useful. So I look at it as three, to explain it, as three different levels. So you have the life cycle stage at the absolute highest level. Then you have a lead statuses, and then you have opportunity statuses, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's how I think of it too.
Um,
Yeah.
but it really doesn't. I think the only time that it makes sense to have life cycle stages inside of your sales process is if you're like a heavy outbound SaaS organization. And that's why kind of HubSpot has it. And the reason being is you may have a lot of people that are um, what you would consider leads in the general sense of like B2B SaaS, which is they're not really like an opt-in. Like they didn't book a call. They're not from ads, right? Like maybe they opted
Mm,
in for a newsletter at some point in the last 60
mm,
days. Okay.
mm,
Well, now they're like a lead, but the question is what life cycle stage are they at as a lead? Um,
mm.
because if I'm doing outreach, they're going to be at that very, very like, you know, and if you just look up like HubSpot, I think here, like the default, um, there's like this article right here.
Oh yeah.
So when you come here, right here, so like this is what I'm talking about. So like when it's B2B SaaS, you might have like a subscriber, which means they signed up for your newsletter, you know. Now, if you're doing outbound, you might want to call all those people. Now, when they
Mm,
become a lead, that would be they opted in for multiple things or, you know, whatever it is. Then you have MQLs. And so really for me, most like what are you selling again, Isaac?
Um, we we are predominantly a financial company, but like so we
Yep.
do financial planning as well. Just like I think it was BC. No, yeah. Uh, but we also do business coaching. We do marketing agency, property advisory, and like investment advisory and
Yep.
tax and accounting. So mostly financial stuff.
Okay. That's what
All service, yeah.
and how are you generating your leads again? Are they
Mostly through Meta ads,
perfect?
but I'm also in charge of like developing a referral program, which will be probably my next
So
week's conversation.
yep. So you can do this, but that's kind of what I was getting at. So like all
Yeah.
of your leads are coming in at like MQL or
Yes.
higher, right?
Yes.
So these two are essentially useless. And then like the difference between MQ and SQL is like a booked call. So it's not really like so in short, for like a company like yours, I probably would just ignore it. I wouldn't even think about life cycle stage. I would just make sure
Okay.
your lead statuses make sense. If you are a heavy SaaS slash outbound organization, this makes a little more sense, you know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
that's interesting.
you can always pull up the document. It's one of like HubSpot's internal documents. So
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, the mine definitely they definitely start at MQL and then go to SQL and then current customer expansion or as I said, I think evangelist. And then I've got
yep.
former customer lost and do not contact in the life cycle state. Um, but and then I've got the lead status stuff all separately, which is more focused on the deal, but not but it's separate to the opportunities as well. It sort of probably tracks the opportunities more than anything else, the lead statuses that I've got.
Gotcha.
Um,
So how I one last thing on this, how I look at it is lifecycle stage is the overarching customer journey at the highest possible level, right?
yes. Yeah.
Lead status is the individual lead's journey. So the
Yeah.
smaller steps that they took. Then you have pipeline or opportunity, which is post SQL. So once they became an
Yeah.
SQL, what
Yes.
is the status of the opportunity specifically unrelated to the rest of the client journey?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. That's how I've got it. Yeah. That's
Cool.
validating. That's good. That's cool. And just one more back around to the use of close with fulfillment and sales. Like, would you just get fulfillment out of close, or
Depends on the type of fulfillment. It totally depends on what they're doing. Usually
yeah,
fulfillment 99% of the time is going to be much more efficient and effective in something like ClickUp.
yeah, yeah. We've got Asana for that, so
Yeah.
that was where my thoughts are as well. So cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, ClickUp, Asana, like it's just way more focused on that. You can manage like HubSpot, for example, like you can do fulfillment and like the pipelines and stuff, but it ClickUp's is probably best, or Asana.
Yeah,
So
I love ClickUp, but we're already in Asana, so
cool. Alyssa. Welcome, Jordan. Great freaking name, bro. Great name. Even better hat.
Gonna
Welcome.
say the same for you, brother. Good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Brendan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, so I just kind of jumped on here. I bought your whole front end system the other day, and I think I scheduled a call
Awesome.
with you later in the week so we can dive in.
Okay, I recognize your name. That's so funny. I swear, I was like, I think I have a call with this guy today, and then you popped in here. So great to meet you.
Yeah, I don't want to waste your time on that. I was looking for it today and I didn't see it on my calendar, so I just scheduled another one for tomorrow. I was like,
Oh,
maybe I
which
didn't.
one do you want? Tomorrow works as well.
I'm good with today, man. If we're good with it.
Okay.
I just didn't see it, so I was like, maybe I didn't
Let
schedule it.
me so it's at 2 Central Standard Time.
2 CST. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great.
I have, well, I won't publicly drop your email. But yeah,
It's like-
2 CST.
Maybe these guys will Venmo me or something or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, so I'm just started on a offer. It's basically a high-end mold inspection testing company.
Okay.
Primarily working with very sick individuals.
Okay.
So their system is 2 calls. Their show rate's phenomenal. Their show rate's like 86%.
Yep.
So they do a first call on the phone, and the goal of that is to then sell the home inspection for $14.95. They do the home inspection, then they loop back for a second call where they go over the pictures, the moisture readings, all that.
Yep.
And they basically sell running all the samples at the lab. The whole total deal value ends up being around, like, they would target around 7K.
Okay.
The issue is not getting people to show up. The issue is more people not being convinced that this is enough of their health issues to invest the kind of money.
Okay.
And so, I wanted to install, I just started like a week ago, so I'm still getting acclimated. They use Pipedrive. They have like no reporting. There's very little data on this stuff.
Yep.
But I wanted to install some things that would be give people more proof, more certainty of the problem coming in.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Great question. Well, first question, are you a rep on there? Are you managing the offer?
I'm
Are
managing.
you
I'm
managing? Okay, great. How many reps?
3.
3 reps. Perfect. So I mean, there's only 2 ways to break it up. We either can consider it a marketing issue or a sales issue, right?
Yeah.
Part of me would pass off. I would split the issue into 2. So I would say, hey, yeah, marketing's got to do a much better job of getting these people either that gap, the urgency, the pain. Like, they need to be showing up, understanding this stuff already. If your entire call is trying to educate them on the negatives of mold, like, in my opinion, you're toast. Like, that's going to be so difficult.
Yeah.
At that stage. Okay. So
They're mostly problem aware of, like, this is a problem and it might be contributing. They had tried in the past doing upfront packages for just 6 to 12K upfront, and it kind of tanked because people just were not. Yeah, they were not aware and convinced enough to put out that kind of money without validation.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mold, like, verification is like shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you can get them to say yes to that, like I'd almost, you could almost potentially test an offer of like doing that part for free, you know, like go get the, you know, because like if you can prove there's mold in the house, like, you know, people will probably pay anything. But so I think the urgency, you know, needs to be there. So it's good they're problem aware, but can you obviously push them over the edge? Can you educate them more on the front end, you know? Um, on the back end, I guess my question would be, what are they more like? Are they? Is the objections around more like urgency? Like, yeah, I know it's a problem, but it's like it's a lot of money, and I don't know if I
A
should deal
lot
with
of
it
it,
right now.
the way I've kind of thought about it in my mind, just getting my feet wet there, is like it's almost like our sales process creates more problems for them.
Yeah,
It solves some problems, but it creates more because
tell
now
me
there's
more.
like call one, we sell a home inspection for $14.95. Their fear is, what if you find all this stuff? We have to do these samples. So now the $14.95 is actually going to be 7 grand. And then the 7 grand,
They'd almost rather not know.
I have to go remediate it for 30 grand type of
Yeah,
thing. Like, because we don't do the remediation. That's a
of
conflict of
course.
interest. That's separate. But it's like, it's almost like that $14.95. They're now thinking this is about to turn into a $50,000 commitment to go the distance.
Mm.
Is part of the problem. Now we do have
Yeah.
a couple vetted remediators where we've struck up an arrangement of like they get 15% of the remediation job. Our testing goes to credit up to 6,500. So that's kind
Okay.
of like, you know, part of the thing.
And so the back end of your offer, so you have the front end,
Yeah.
you test. What is that middle, like what is the offer itself? Like the seven or the middle of that offer.
Yeah, I'm reworking it with them right now because we are by far, like I have personally, it's near and dear to my heart because I've personally been through this with my family. I've spent 100 grand on my wife's health with mold, and I've spent
Okay.
150 on my house. So I know
Wow.
this stuff very in
Wow.
personally. Um, part of the offer, they need to reposition themselves as a niche because they kind of position themselves as just we're a mold inspection company.
Yeah.
And then they get apples to apples with their local inspector who's 2 grand. And that's part of the issue. So we're going to reposition more as like a home health engineering firm and
Okay.
do exposure mapping rather than just mold testing or inspections, like just relanguage in a lot of ways.
Yep.
But the offer is basically, we're going to do an on-site, the $14.95, we're going to do an on-site inspection. We're not going to spend 30 minutes like your normal guy does. We're going to be there 4 to 8 hours. We open the HVAC, we go in the attic, we go in the crawl, we take pictures, thermal, moisture reading, everything. And then we're going to get on a Zoom call with you within 3 days. And we're going to show you every area that's suspect and a problem and make a recommendation for a full panel of testing to be run.
Got it. Okay.
Then that's the second call is really when most of the sales made because that second call they're going to close for 5 to 8K if they go.
And what's that? What's that offer? The
They've
5 to 8K.
been selling individual testing. So every source sample is $150, and then there's special testing that's $500-700 for mycotoxin and different things.
Okay.
It's very nickel and dimey. So I would like to go in the direction of a 3-tiered offer that's more all-inclusive at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then, it gets very nickel and dimey of like, we're going to shave off this test sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
the
it
offer
sounds like when
there,
you're just explaining that, it sounds like you need to do exactly what you're talking about, restructuring that offer to be much more around the outcome that they're trying to achieve than like, oh, you get this test and this test and this test, and it's like, it
yeah,
just is this long list because it instantly becomes confusing too of like, oh, do I need that test? What about this test? And it's like the more stuff you have in there,
yeah,
the more confusion is going to create. And it's kind of like our own offer at Rev Pilot. Like, there was times where I was like, oh yeah, I went into like all the details of what we do. we do lead statuses and pipeline and blah 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 blah. And then like every time they would always be like, "Oh, that sounds awesome, man. Well, like, can you send me something with all this information on it?"
Yeah.
Which is like the worst. And it's like, well, yeah, but can I? And it was because I was just giving them way too much information. At the end of the day, they did not care. The outcome is all they cared about, which was I'm going to have clean CRM data, right? My sales reps are actually going to do their fucking job for the first time. And you know what I mean? My processes are going to work. Like I'm going to make more money. That's it.
Yeah.
Stop. Hard stop. Like that's it. So for you, it's kind of the same thing, I would imagine, of like, yeah, we're going to get all the testing done, but like, here's why. Here's what that testing is going to result in, you know? Um, so, but it is, I'm interested to see how you end up stacking that offer because it is very much a commoditized thing that you guys are trying to decommoditize of some sort, you know?
Yeah.
And that's going to take definitely some crafty verbiage, you know, and some careful creation around kind of that offer, you
Yeah.
know. So, and then the website too, because I did look at it. Yes, when was that? Yesterday. Give me one second. Let me pull that up again because when I looked at the website, um, what was what's the company name again?
Yesweinspect.com.
There you are. Okay. Yeah, so like if you go to the website, I think this it's weinspect.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
we inspect. Yes, we
oh,
inspect.
yes, we inspect. Okay, this one is
The
different though.
inspect one is totally different.
Yes,
That's
we
like
inspect.
some local thing.
Okay. So mold inspection is a heal. So okay, it's better than the other one because I was looking at the other one. I was
The
like,
other
well,
one, yeah,
this
the
is
other,
not helping you. Yeah, because
yeah,
it
not
was
at
just
all.
like a general like inspection company. Um, so I guess I'm gonna share my screen real quick. So this is where I kind of get lost, which is like step one, understand your history. Step two, inspection review. And then it was, yeah, and then like personalized next steps. But it's like, even here, I'm kind of left wondering, like, okay, well,
Yeah.
all you're going to do is tell me what the next steps are. Kind of like, oh man,
Yeah.
like I'm spending money to know what my next step is.
Where we're going with that second call offer is basically get all the testing done,
Yep.
right? Get all the testing done. And there's whole nuance to the way they do it versus your average guy. Because most mold
Yep.
inspections are such garbage, they miss everything. It's false negatives left
Yeah.
and right. But it's basically get all the testing done. We're gonna map your exposure through the house of like by person. Where does Johnny spend time? Where does the mom spend
Yeah.
time? Who's sick? And then we're going to give you a prioritized remediation report based on your outcomes. So like
Okay.
we say a lot, they say a lot like, look, most of our clients don't remediate everything we find, and that's by design. We're going to show you like what's bad, what's important, and then correlate it with your health so we
Yeah.
can actually prioritize this the right way. And that's their way of trying to minimize the fear around remediating
Yeah.
everything in a way.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I also like the fact of like, oh, I can understand if like, you know, my daughter Amy is like getting cooked by this mold, you know, and like versus
Yeah.
like, you know, my bedroom's fine. It's like, you
Yeah.
know, so yeah. Well, keep me updated, man. And then obviously we'll talk later, but I'm
Yeah, we can
excited to
talk.
kind of see how you craft that offer. And excited to talk about the systems piece as well around it and how
It's
we get you optimized there.
yeah,
So
it's some of the worst I've ever seen. So
yeah, pipe drive's tough, man. We have a lot of people come to us on like Zoho and pipe drive, like both of those,
yeah,
and they're just a Monday, you know, it's like
yeah.
Zoho's probably the worst in my opinion, but Yeah.
Yeah.
Alyssa,
Cool.
what's up? Running a marathon over there? Where are we going?
Yeah, I'm walking. Sorry, I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know like the topic of this
Yeah.
call or if it's just a random Q&A. So I just hopped in to see what's going on. Is there like anything specific? Or can I just like ask anything sales related?
So it's more sales systems related, and then mindset. But I've got a yeah, I've done everything in sales from fractional
Mhm.
leadership to, so we can talk about anything, but technically the call is more about AI and sales systems. So yeah.
Cool. So systems as in, that's funny because I was literally just doing this. Systems as in like backend systems or like process of getting like prospects into calls and whatnot.
Yeah, like back end system. So
Okay.
CRM, pre-call system, post-call system, follow-up systems, smart views,
Well, that's what I have
AI.
questions on. So
Amazing. Wow, look at
can I
that.
ask about follow-up systems?
Yeah. What's up?
Well, for me, it's just more so of it's taking me too much time. I'm doing it all manual. I mean, we have our automations, but
Yeah.
obviously post-call, I don't close objections. I'm like manually getting a summary, all that good stuff, and I don't want to be wasting time doing that. So I guess what's kind of your recommendation there of something I could
Yeah.
set up?
What kind of offer are you on?
Public speaking anxiety.
Public speaking anxiety. Wow, okay.
Mhm.
That's cool. So, there's levels to it. What CRM are you guys on?
We literally just switched to go high level.
From what? Would you switch to go high level? Do you
Yeah,
know?
we were using Monday. I have a lot of experience to go
Okay.
high level, but they were using like Monday, Vocus,
Got
things
it.
like that.
Got it. Okay. Um, so do you take your calls on Zoom? Sorry, there's like so much context I got to get here to like be able to
Oh,
even make a
good.
recommendation. Do you use Zoom or how do you take your calls?
Yeah, Zoom and Fathom.
Fathom. Okay. So Fathom has an API, and this is where it's really tough for sales reps because like I would just go whip you up something real quick if it was like me as the operator on your offer. It's a little
Mhm.
harder for you guys on your own offer. What the recommendation would be, like if you have an ops guy there, it would be to um, grab the transcript from the Fathom API.
Mhm.
And then once you grab the transcript from the Fathom API, you can essentially do whatever you want with it. Typically, what I like to do with it is use N8N. We'll just throw it into N8N. We will run it through an AI agent and then pull out any and everything we want. So we can create proposals from that. We can create follow-up messages that are customized based on the conversation. We can create marketing feedback, which is one of my favorite things. We'll update, the actual CRM with all kinds of, data from the call, like the buying signals and their level of, financial readiness and awareness of like the actual product, fit, and problem awareness, etc.
Mhm.
So, now it's like, okay, if your ops guy can't do that, and what would I do if I was a sales rep and I had limited knowledge on building this out myself? Um, I would set up a GPT.
Mhm.
It's like as like simple as you could do it as a sales rep without doing anything else. I would go into ChatGPT. I would set up my own little GPT. And the reason for this is because I don't want to have to reprompt it every single time. Um, which is kind of the annoying part. Now, if you do a GPT, you can just copy paste the transcript and then you get the whole thing spit out to you. Um, but the problem with that, you're only going to get information back and then you're stuck in this copy paste and it's almost like easier not to do that. So
Yeah.
that's where it's tough, without like an actual operator. The good news is here very soon everyone is going to have a Claudebot or a Lindy agent or a Manus agent that is going to do all this admin work for you. I promise. It is 90 days out. Every sales rep is going to have one. So you won't have to do admin work here very soon. And CRMs will update themselves in the next probably less than 6 months.
Okay.
I've already been building them to like completely update themselves, where sales reps just hang up the phone, like the CRM just updates itself. But that will become like the new norm
Nice.
in I would say less than 6 months, which is cool.
Okay.
So
It is cool.
yeah. Yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you. It's just
Okay.
without like going to build something, it is pretty tough,
Yeah, that's hard.
So
I used to own my own business, so I could have done whatever I wanted, but now I don't. So
yeah.
now it's like I can't just get in there and build stuff myself,
Yeah, it's tough. I know yeah. And depending on how busy your operator is, or if you even have one, sometimes there's a founder in there just like trying to build stuff himself or herself. But
Yeah.
you can tell him to call us and we'll go build it for him on your behalf. That's an option.
I'll try. I can try to tell him. I think he's got someone who's working on it right now, but
Nice.
yeah, let's see. Well, I appreciate it though. Thank you for
Of course.
your insight.
Yeah, anytime. Jordan, what's up, man?
Hey, I know we're right at the hour mark, so I'll keep it pretty brief. I'm hopping into the, hold on, can you actually hear me?
I can.
Is my audio working? Cool. I'm hopping into the roofing industry, coming from selling a lot of virtual, high ticket, B2C, and then even some B2B AI right now. It's going to be a bit of a new playground, just in the sense
Yep.
where I'm trying to create some systems in place, not only with it, I'm going to get 3 scheduled appointments a day from the owner, but I want to be able to get to 5 appointments a day. I've kind of reverse engineer all the numbers. In order to hit my income goal, I need to be chatting with at least 5 people a day. So what I'm thinking is obviously referrals when I get a rooftop, but I'm trying to come up with a system in place where even if I'm doing an inspection and I find anything, either deal or not, I can go hit the other 10, 15 homes. And if they don't answer the door because they're not at home for work, what can I do to still get maybe like a call back, get people to reach out to me to want to do an inspection? I'm just
Yeah.
trying to be able to stack my calendar.
Mm, I mean, the obvious basic one that probably won't work is leave a freaking card, right? Leave a flyer, leave something at the
A little
house.
store thing, but people throw that away. I need something like
Yeah,
I heard an
exactly.
idea
So
of
it's
where
like,
you could take a piece of paper and like take some blue tape and just make it look like there's an it's a notice or something on their door, but
yeah.
trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
create that.
so I mean that's the obvious thing. People have been doing that since the dawn of time. If you wanted to get more creative than that,
Yeah. I just want it to stand out.
yeah, I'd have to think about that.
I could probably go chat GPT some more ideas and then bring it to the next call.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good question. It's a really good question. Um, and it really depends on, I guess, how much money you want to spend, and how creative you really want to be. Um, I do think, yeah, Claude could probably come up with some pretty, if you told it to just like be extremely creative and just come up with some ridiculous ideas, I'm sure it would create some good ones.
Yeah.
Um, the hard part is there's not a lot of like technological thing. That's kind of where my brain's trying to go is like,
Yeah.
what electronically could we
That's
do?
what I'm used to as
Um,
well. So that's
yeah,
so I'm like trying to think
and
outside the box.
it would be tough electronically to do much of anything. Now, something that is nice is QR codes. QR codes are pretty badass. And it just makes it so easy. It's like if you could try something funny like that where it's like literally just a QR code, nothing else, and you just like put it, tape it on their door, and it's like they're like, what is this thing? And it's like you'd almost be, I don't know, if I would scan it. I would 100%. If I came home and there was a QR code on my door, I would scan it.
Hmm.
And then you can just redirect that QR code to anywhere, and the nice part is they have QR code management softwares. So you can use that one QR code and you can tell it to go different places. So you could test it one way, maybe you handed out 1,000 of them, and you're like, damn, that didn't work. I want to change the actual website it goes to. You can just one click and it'll change like where it goes. Um, and then let's say you did something like that, you could send them to a form, you could send them to um, you can send them all over, you whatever you want. It could be a form, it could be a video. Hey, this is Jordan. I missed you. You know what I mean? I was just at your neighbor's house right over there. Literally, it could just be like a video, talking to the camera on a landing page. With a schedule call calendar bowl. Hey, I was just doing the roof, in your neighborhood. I was walking by, I knocked, I didn't see you. I left this here. Now you get to see me, like I don't know. You can make a funny video, but that could be a cool way
Hmm.
because QR code is like
Like
super low leverage. You don't have to call a phone
that's
number, you know.
what do you feel like it would be too much if I left a note, like a handwritten note, and I can find a way to like I'm just ordering like a portable printer, you
Uh-huh.
know, just to have some kind of what looks like typed out letter or something for them, or I could just handwrite it.
I don't
And
think
then once
anything's
I
too much if it's going to lead to a sale, right? Like
yeah,
yeah, dude. Like it depends on how lazy someone is.
yeah.
Like you hear about stories. I was talking, I forget who it was. They were talking, it was one of a big company in the tech space, but they spent their entire marketing budget on sending expensive bottles of champagne to like 20 very specific affiliates, right? And that was like their marketing campaign. So instead of spending 20 grand on ads, they spent 20 grand on I think it was like $20,000 bottles of champagne. They wrote handwritten notes and they mailed them out, right? And it was wildly successful, So it's
Hmm.
like, does it? Yeah, yeah, 100%. It could and would work for some people. Depends on how much time you got and how scalable it is. Um,
Hmm. I'll have to think about that some more. Even
yeah,
thinking of
yeah,
just leaving balloons with QR codes on
yeah,
them
dude. Like
now.
a balloon with a
Yeah.
QR
Just a
code would be
bunch
hilarious. You
a
know?
little heart balloon that just has a QR code on it,
Do,
just floating by the
do it,
door.
Jordan, and bring the results next week. That's the killer one, the balloon and the
Yeah,
QR
I'm gonna
code.
have to try that. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
But I do like the QR code idea because like out here, I've been traveling a lot and like a lot of these places, we don't have it in the US. I have no idea why, but they have QR Wi-Fi. So you just scan the QR code and it gives you the password to the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, why do we not have this everywhere else? It's so nice.
yeah.
Because they just come over and they show you your phone and you just take a picture of it and then you connect to the Wi-Fi. And it's like, so QR codes are dope. A lot of billboards now. If you see those, like it'll just be one giant QR code. It won't say anything else, just a QR code. Because there's like that
Yeah.
curiosity of like, what is this thing? Should I scan it?
I just need to create something that gets them to go. I need to scan this. Like this is out of the box. I haven't seen this before. And then that's
Yep.
where I'm like, it's almost like I'm trying to create a process that kind of
Yeah,
pattern interrupts it, so to speak, and doesn't scream like just trying to expand my
for
business.
sure. Like,
You
yeah,
know
like
what I
I
mean?
kidnapped your kids. Scan here to get them back.
Balloons. Here's the
No, don't do that.
QR code for ransom. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. I'll put something together and I'll maybe bring some more ideas to the next one and we'll kind of build it
Cool.
out because I've never used QR codes. I have no idea where to even start, but I can figure
Super
it out.
easy. Just if you just Google it, it's
Yeah,
extremely easy to just go online, and grab a QR code.
cool.
So
Thanks, Jordan.
yeah, of
Hey,
course. Great to see
one
everyone. BC, thanks for
Yeah,
joining, man. I know we didn't get to chat much, but thanks for being here. Mario, great to connect. Isaac, always good to see you, man. I hope to see you next week. If you need anything in the meantime, let me know. And then Philip, welcome back. I know you were on the last call, I believe, as well. So what up?
Yeah,
What
thank you so
up?
much, Jordan.
Throwing up the shotgun. I'm about to go surf, bro. We got some waves finally back here. Look, you can see one coming in right there.
yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jordan, real quick, with
Yeah.
your blueprint, is there a whiteboard model or something I can import into like Canva for like to play around with it and edit it?
The CRM blueprint. I believe you should be able to download that file, but it's not like a mermaid file, I guess. I could share the Miro with you, like you're talking about like the actual diagram thing.
Yeah, just so I can edit it for
Um,
us.
yeah, let me find out. I just don't know what Miro account that's in.
Yeah,
So, because I'm looking at my Miro right now, and I don't even know what account that's in. So let me find out. If you message Kim at revpilot.com and then CC me,
MKIM.
KIM, yeah, at revpilot.com, and then CC me, Jordan at revpilot.com.
Yeah,
And just say, hey, I'm wondering if I can get like a editable version of the blueprint. And we'll make sure you got that. So
that's perfect, man. Awesome. Enjoy the surf.
of course, man. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mario.
Legend.
Great
Yeah,
to see everyone.
pleasure.
See you on the
Nice to
next
meet you.
call, okay?
Yeah.
Cheers, y'all.